You got to type it in by hand?
From what I can see, that seems to be the only way I can do that, and which means it's not going to happen.
Well, no. Yeah, all the crap we talk about.
I know. I'm not going to type all that stuff out. No.
Hey, Rich, I saw the video, the outside video. That one looked good too.
Did you watch that? Good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, it was in my library, and I came across it and was watching and went, this was really some really good points I really liked and wanted to kind of share. And a lot of it was, how do you take this centeredness that we get within the practice out into your everyday life? And that obviously is the goal with all of this. So it's finding those, for me, it's that deep breathing. And Miguel, I noticed that in the testing at times when, if you were starting to feel, it looked like if you were kind of getting a little stressed or everyone, I would see you go,
yes, sir.
And I went, perfect. And then, you just kind of moved right into where you needed to go. So it is finding those anchors and those things that enable you to tap back into that centeredness, because it's always there. It's just as getting past the mind and the blocks that we have in ego and just kind of getting centered in that heart. And then be able to do that. So if you get to, I think he called it true self. I tend to call it original face or something similar. And it's still the same thing. You kind of get to that very core of you and let that part lead you. And you'll get greater clarity, less emotional responses, but a greater sense of peace and joy. I liked what he said about peace, presence, and playfulness. And the playfulness was the part that I initially liked. Coming from, at times, a Buddhist meditation background. Now, my meditation background started more in Hindu, and then did studies in Buddhism. I'm not Buddhist. But there was always this peacefulness, but it was also not always there was deep-seated joy, but not always a lot of playfulness. And some of the Taoists viewed life a little bit differently. And when I looked at it, there's life is to be enjoyed. And so there's this sense of playfulness, too, that comes in. So you don't have to sacrifice this idea of just being happy and playful and at times a little silly. It is just, that's kind of life. I see the ironies in life, and you kind of laugh at them. And you kind of play, but it was bringing that centeredness, that bit of calm, tapping into who you are, and then leading with that in your life, and reminding yourself to lead it, through reminding yourself to lead your life with that centeredness whenever you need to, and kind of calling on it. So it was a good message, I thought.
Yeah, I like the video with the gentleman sing as well. I says he related to PJ. He got the same last name there. But yeah, I started watching that. I got to finish it, but he made.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Is the one on horrendous thing put out. Yeah. Have not heard anything by him before. I looked him up on YouTube. Does a lot of kung fu stuff as well.
Is that the bald guy with that little goatee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that video last night. It was pretty good. I watched the whole thing all the way through. What is it? It's about 45, 50 minutes, I think.
Yeah, he had a 45-minute talk and about 10 minutes then for kind of questions.
Yeah, it reiterated everything that we talk about every Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Which was nice. Yeah. I told Miguel before we started testing when you were down here, I said, look, before we go into anything that we're not really sure about, you just take 10 seconds, just kind of breathe, 2 reps, 2 deep breaths in, 2 deep breaths out, and then get started. That really clears my head.
Yeah.
And like you said, it kind of centers you, and, somehow it gets rid of that stage fright.
Yeah.
For me, at least, so you just kind of relax and just go through your routine, so that helps.
It does. It's a way of bypassing the ego mind that has the doubt and the fear and the things he talked about in the video. But it's also very, very true. So when we start engaging in that deep diaphragmatic breathing, I like the anchors with the hands and kind of floating up and floating down. Then it taps into that parasympathetic nervous system. It bypasses the ego mind and gets you into heart, to center. Yeah, we talk about there's one of mind and heart need to combine. So, the mind is not just the intellect, but also ego. Heart is going to be passion, but it's also your center, as we think of it metaphorically. So you're combining those two so that your mind and your heart are one in perfect balance. And that's kind of where you want to get to and then lead from there. So.
Yeah, and I think that's really helped me, because I felt even when you were here, like I could breathe better during Renduri. I felt like I would stop, pause, and catch the breath where I needed before I overexert myself and couldn't control my breathing. So
excellent, good.
Yeah,
and that's another awesome point, because it's just that deep breathing brings oxygen in and oxygenates your system. Whereas when we're nervous, we do this hyperventilating chest breathing, and then we're not getting the oxygen exchange and carbon dioxide exchange that we need to have. So on a physical level, and then a mental, emotional level, it just connects you. This gets rid of that stuff.
Yeah, that was more important to me, just to kind of mentally, because I don't know about you, Miguel, but with me, most of the time, I'm my biggest problem. You know what I mean? My head just won't let me do things. That was during the conference. I came back to the dojo after we tested and during the conference, and I'm like, look, I know the wrist locks areas like the back of my hand, and
Right.
it just completely escaped me in the NOLA. I mean, it's bizarre, right?
Yeah.
I cannot believe that I forget the next move. And we do this almost every session that we have, right?
right.
So if I can get myself out of my own way, I'll be fine,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and we all deal with it. We all kind of laugh about it later. Those of us that are sitting and kind of watching, we all very much remember. We stand up, the mind sits down, and then you just kind of have to move, But that's where these things really begin to help. So, well, let's get started. I love this big chair. It's got a huge seat in it, so you can get swab it up. All right. All right. See, you're properly attired. There we go. All right. So initially, let's kind of just stand. One hand over the belly. If you want, you can do right hand next to on your belly. Your thumb from your left hand slides in and touches your palm. The right thumb is going to just rest in that little valley between your index finger and your thumb. So you can kind of see, just like this. It's not required, but it gives you another cut. You're touching on a couple of other energy points within the body. A main one that we always work with in the palm, being the LALN, and then there's another right in here. So you're just kind of connecting and touching on those points. But right now, nice deep breaths. Expand the diaphragm. Now a little more advanced, a little more nuanced. As you're exhaling, pull up on your pelvic floor, on the perineum. Just provides a little bit of pumping action for energy. Should feel the hands move out away from the body, still resting on the abdomen. Pulling it in, pulling up on the perineum. Now put one hand on your chest. The idea is let this be an anchor to remember as I breathe in. Now fill up so that the ribs start to expand. And then the chest. Then empty, exhale from the chest. So your ribs come back. Abdomen. Again. So really kind of filling the lungs up to its max. Now, after you finish the exhale, put web of hand underneath, just underneath the flooding ribs. And I want to breathe down and out. But I want to feel those ribs expand. You know, the stronger your diaphragm becomes, the more you're able to move the rib cage. And I had this conversation with somebody last week. If you have problems with getting a good deep breath in the diaphragm, obviously it's more than it's relaxed first, then you can lengthen and strengthen that diaphragm. So the more that you're tense in your body and tense in the intercostal muscles, and then the less you're going to flexibility you'll have to be able to breathe. One more time. This is also putting awareness. Like you also have another meridian that kind of girdles around here. And by putting your mind in where your hands are and that breathing, you're helping to energize that meridian, girdling meridian as well. Development of that meridian and awareness will help with balance as well as moving from your center. All right, hands down, feet shoulder width apart, just start to bounce and relax. Kind of move from one foot to the other. If you feel any heaviness, tightness in your shoulders, let them drop them down. Want everything nice and relaxed. All right, come to center. On here now. Just turn. Bend your knees a little bit. Now, when you're doing this, add a little bit of pumping action. Notice my legs are coming down, coming up. I'm kind of pumping a little bit now, whereas before we haven't done that. Nice and relaxed. Let the shoulders and hips work in harmony to move the arms. Now, I want you to turn. I'm going to shift to my left, and I'm going to rotate on my heel. When I rotate, this is straight, and I want to have energy going into the ground as well as my root here. So even though it's my heel, I feel root 4 feet into the ground from my post leg, as well as on my pivoting foot. Now switch and go to the ball of the foot. You can change the direction of the orientation of your knee in this to help protect as you roll through. So now I'm in cat stance. Typically, we don't move the feet in this except for this, these last two. All right, bring it back down. Gather energy up. Float it down. Feel the resonation of energy in your body. Your heart and mind is one. Now lift all the way up. Come down the sides. Breathe out through your mouth on the exhale. Clearing energy away, purging energy out. I bend my knees, I drag them back as I roll up, resonating with the energy in my body, pulling the energy up, out, and away. Now, right hand spirals down, left hand spirals up on the inhale. You can lean a little bit and twist to get more of a stretch. Back to center. Exhale, inhale. When you're in your personal practice, feed it right according to your breath. I'm coiling. So there's tone, but not tension. Right hand goes right in your lumbar. Left hand starts at the right hip, palm up. As I'm moving across, I'm lengthening through the joints, relaxing, but my intention is lengthening. My mind is on the palm of my hand. I'm stretching now here to the back of my wrist. Imagine shower of energy. Now spiral upward. So I should feel a good amount of tone through the fascia, biceps. Keep that tone, come up to your center line, straighten, come down. Switch the other side. So left hand and right hand move simultaneously. Left hand goes behind my lumbar, Ming Men. Right hand now travels back from left hip to right and up. And down. Repeat. Nice, good stretch. Turn it over. Feel that? Now you're going to pattern your breath where it feels best for you. Going to left side or right side now. So this may be exhale for me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hands down to the side. Float hands up. Float hands down. Imagine pulling energy up. Feeding energy in. Walk the foot out a little bit. And then we're going to cross over. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And really look over your shoulder. There's another set I'm working on where this one will actually go in the full four corners. Here. So now, with this one, inhale, feet change. I rotate on my heels. I'm pressing out, and I continue. Notice this heel turns, this heel turns. I'm getting a nice stretch. My feet are in that twisted heel. Inhale and inhale, I rotate back. Right foot on my heel. Left heel turns. Continues on. Stretch away. You're going to feel where you're stretching into your legs as well when I'm twisting and turning. Come back to center. Stand and absorb. Now, hands come up, pass, into your right foot, step out with your left. Around, come down, out, back in. Palms face each other coming down. Now, up, bring them out in front of you, turn them over. You kind of go into a little bit of a horse, come across, bring them down. Yeah, this is all on the inhale, exhale. I'm going to push my left hand right across my chest. My feet are forward. Turn the palm. Once you get to the extension, don't lock the elbow out. Keep the elbow down and straight, but not straight. Now turn it over so you feel that torque. Spiral down to the ground. Lift up. Scoop up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Down. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Now, if you're finding that it's harder to do the longer inhales, then slow it down and slow your breath. One more time. Walk the feet back in. Now float the hands up in front of you, palms down. Lead with your elbows, so you're actually going to push a little bit through your shoulders, elbows. Rock your hips back. Come up again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You just want to feel that flow in your body. Once you step out a little bit, bring the hands up, out, and tiger claws. So you're kind of sitting a little bit in horse. Back is straight, tailbones tucked in, crown extended from the roof. So I'm out, and then claws. I'm going to turn. I'm going to rim down. So out, same movement you did before, but I'm using my claws. I'm going to turn my hands over, so I'm coming up, palm up. Bring it to my face. Come out. Up. So my inhale, I'm coming down and back. Exhale. On the outward movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This is from another 5 animal set where actually it becomes a little more energetic. One more time. Back up. Now stretch out. The hands come down, out to the side. Elbows are straight, but not straight. They're not locked out. Roll the shoulders back. Spine is straight. Tailbone tucked. Now, rotate the hands so your little fingers rotate the shoulders back, elbows, and your little finger. Turn it towards the ceiling. Hold that. And then as you inhale, as you exhale, see if you can turn your little fingers more towards the ceiling and relax. I find this hits the scapula, which for me is the first to get triggered when I have stress, whether subconscious or not. Turn over. Turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Your shoulders are rotated forward. Inhale. Turn back over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Turn back over. Inhale, rotate them forward, palms up. Exhale, rotate them downward, bring the little finger towards the ceiling. One more time. Step out just a little bit of men's in, thumb up. Always try and keep the orientation of the elbow or the palm towards the ceiling as much as possible. Keeping the little finger and the thumb extended. You can time this elbow and hip. You go the other way. So we went out. Now we're going to spiral in. If you feel tension in your shoulders and your arms, relax. Take note of it and just do a mental note to relax in that area. The movement's telling you now where you're tight, where you need to mentally relax. Don't focus it. Relax into it. And yes, you can do 2 hands. You get a little bit of dragging back. I'm sinking into the floor, then using that energy to come up through my knees and hips. A little bit of dragging back as I roll my spine up. And then switch it both hands the other way, spiral in. Nice big movements. Nice and relaxed. One more time. All right, then we'll go into spinal cord breathing. So, feet are shoulder width apart, sinking my energy into the earth. Bend my knees, between the palms, back of the palms more or less, but forearms. Roll it out. This is all the inhale. Drop your shoulders, elbows behind you, chest is out. Don't forget to breathe through your belly. Good breath, fill everything. Exhale. Drop your knees a little bit, drop your tailbone, round your chest, bring your forearms in together. Exhale. You can tighten your glutes here if you want. Expand. Contract. Expand with the outgoing breath, the inhale. Contract on the exhale. One more time. Float the hands up. Float the hands down. All right, let's do the lungs. So imagine white, and as I'm breathing in, bathing my lungs with this white light, attitude of gratitude. I want to do the sound. It's raise the hands up. Palms towards ceiling. Rotate the elbows back a bit. Hold the breath for a quick count. Turn the hands over. Exhale. Resonate with that energy coming down. Inhale. Once you get above the crown of the head, turn the palms up. Palms to the ceiling. Elbows hold back. Hold for a quick count. Turn the hands over. Exhale nice and slow. I look for tension in my body. Release it. Feel for tension in my thoughts and my mind, and I release it. Focus on body and breath, harmony, unification of spirit, soul, and body. And to stand and absorb your palms, back of your palms facing forward, knees slightly bent, tailbone tucked in, dropped actually. Chin tucked in. Rope extends from the ceiling, from the sky to my crown of my head, pulling me forward. Now, bring the hands in, out to the sides. And next, index finger and your thumb, bring them forward. Exhale, moving out. Inhale, coming forward. You can drop your knees a bit and your tailbone. Kind of collapse your chest so you feel this along your back. You should feel a little bit of expansion and contraction. One more time. Now just turn the hands over and bring them into standing tree. Now sink into your left leg. Push out a little bit with your right hand. Point your left index finger towards the palm of the right hand and put your attention in the finger in the palm. Press left hand back, come back to center, shift to the right, sink into your right leg, press the left palm forward, point your right finger towards it. You feel the energy in your palm, just stay with it. Just put your mind there. Come back to center. Drop the hands down. Up, up, down. We're going to go into water next. Water is the kidneys. Color is blue. Sound is joy. My favorite one for water is this. Bend the knees slightly, so you're going to sink your root into the ground. Back of palms come together. You feel your shoulders kind of roll in. I use my legs to pump up. And then the exhale. Inhale. I'm kind of rolling my back up. So if I start, I tuck my tailbone in, green is dragging back up. If I get to here, I should be filling the belly, ribs, chest. Let it all go. One more time. As you finish, right hand goes behind your back. Inhale, scoop up. We're not going to go all the way down this time. Inhale, scoop, waist level. Extend. Send that energy out with the exhale. Scoop on the inhale. Press out. It starts with waist, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers. Turn it over. Light tones that come across. One more time. Now take it right up the center. Inhale, as you settle, the fingers pointing outward, right just below the navel. The other side of the lumbar. Stand and absorb. Release any tension. Like if your shoulder's tight, is the one that's right now behind the lumbar, or feel tension, just relax it. Switch. So let go of the two fingers. Run the hands around. Lumbar in the back. Right scoops with the inhale. Presses out. Exhale. Be at one with your movements. One more time. Now come up center line. Two fingers out. Stand and absorb. We're going to go to liver. Liver, the color is green. The sound is shh. As we break. Now, come over to your right side. And if you're picking energy up, moving it through your body, inhale, cascade energy down, let it go. Other side, inhale, in the moment. Last time. Now turn towards your left. Split out to the side, right hand in front, left hand in back. Left hand now moves past the head while the right hand moves back. This is your exhale. Inhale. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. In your personal practice, take all the time you need. Qigong martial artists have actually a higher lung capacity than most. One more time. Bring the hands down. Bear holds ball. We're going to move into the fire element, which is heart. So actually, we're going to move into heart, which is the fire element. Color is red. Attitude of gratitude. Sound is heart. So relax the hands. Bring them around. Left hand in front of the heart. The right hand just flips out. Exchange. As we talked about before, the breathing here is however you really want. But I like inhale on one move. Exhale on the other. One does not have a greater importance or superiority. They're both balanced. Make sure you're feeling deep in the diaphragm. Now drop your hand down to lower dantian. Bring it back up to heart. Then go to forehead. Bring it back to heart. The key is don't rush any of this. Anytime that you feel tension or it's your breath not fully complete in your personal practice, take as much time as you need to get that good inhale. Filling up abdomen, chest, and exhale, letting all the air out. Time, back. Stand and absorb. Now circle the hands, lift up. Inhale, right to heart. Press out. Inhale, rotate the hands up. Swing them around. Exhale as you come down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, press down from the heart. Inhale, elbows roll up. Feel that. Give them around. Circle. Exhale. Inhale, pick up. Exhale, even energy. I'm feeling the energy resonating from each chakra. I feel root, sacral, solar plex. I get to the heart. Focus is on heart. Press that energy out. Raise, scoop, clear into the earth. Pick up energy from the earth. Fade. Now press out. Shoulders are dropped. Tailbones dropped. Now. One last time. Now this time, stop at the heart. Index fingers and thumbs press together for diamond shape. Just push out and forward. Great. Now we're going to go into earth, spleen and stomach. This is the earth energy. This is going to be a very healthy yellow. Sound is WHO. So inhale, both hands. Then bend your knees, move your hips back a bit. Gather. Inhale, pull up on perineum. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale. Clearing all that energy out. One more time with both hands. Now, right hand stays underneath. Left hand moves out. Pattern, inhale, exhale. Then switch. Left hand goes underneath, right hand goes out. Inhale. Send that energy in through spleen and stomach, clearing energy out, gathering fresh energy in, pushing it in. One more time. Now stand, knees forward, feet forward, elbows connected to your side, forearms parallel, fingers play a little bit. Stand and absorb. This is the earth standing meditation. Imagine I'm breathing in through 5 gates, 2 on the palms, 2 on the sole of my feet, 1 on the crown. I send everything to lower dantian on the inhale. In this case, I'm going to still compress it into a ball on the exhale. Now, a little bit different here, but it works well, is do reverse breathing. So I'm in the standing, and now instead of breathing out, I want to breathe in. So I'm going to suck my abdomen in on the inhale, and I'm going to raise up my perineum. And the exhale, let that go and I push that out. Inhale. Still diaphragmatic breathing, but I'm really breathing in, pressing my abdomen to my spine, focusing on a deep breath, sending it to my back. So in this, you need a little bit greater nuanced control of your diaphragm. Then you pull up on the perineum, pelvic floor. Exhale, let go. Last breath. All right. Come up. You can imagine this violent purple light cascading down. Traditional Chinese sound on this medicine would be H-E-E. You can, and we're switching philosophical bases and continents here, but you can go still has the same effect. Or Om. 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 One more time. Om. Feet together. Hands interlocked over Dantian. Bamboo sways and breathe. Just allow yourself to relax. Any sensation you might feel, just allow it to be for as long as it wants to be or as short. Don't add to it, don't take away from it. Times I've stood like this and I felt like there was a whirlwind running up, grounded inside me. If I tried to stop it, I could, but I learned just to let it go. If I tried to add to it, it would dissipate. Just let it be. Just observe and witness. And if nothing happens, just enjoy the peace and calm. Very good. Get that out. How we feeling?
Good.
Good.
Freshen up my coffee.
Uh-huh. Yeah, somebody called me 48 minutes ago. All right. Yeah, the last little bit on the breathing, reverse breathing, introduced on this for our session today. It's another way of breathing. Actually, I first learned this years ago as a way to increase energy in the body. If I were, tired, run down, I would just kind of get relaxed and do that reverse breathing, where you breathe in, tucking everything into, bringing the abdomen in towards the spine, raise up perineum on the in breath, out, let everything go. And after doing that for, 2 to 5 minutes, I'd have a great deal more energy for, a short period of time, which was always nice. You can also do it within the meditation process here. The sounds at the end, going more from Ayurvedic or Hindu, is like one of the sounds that just is all encompassing. It's in every language. The Om is a personal favorite because of the vibrational effects, just seems to resonate everything within me. Obviously, if you're in with other people, that can be a little interesting to do, but you don't have to make it, doesn't have to be audible. It can be a whisper as well. So we're silent.
Yeah, there was a couple of different things. That reverse breathing was pretty interesting. And at the beginning, there was a couple of different things also, which was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm introducing some from a Qigong set that I also like, and it builds more. This particular one comes more from LALN out of Europe with Qigong. You'll see that this kind of move when we're doing the presents clause. That particular comes out of another set, but it intertwines nicely. with what we're doing.
Yeah. Hey, I've been wanting to ask you, what is, I mean, I have an idea, but what is the difference, the major difference between Tai Chi and Qigong?
Tai Chi is a developed set of movements. Tai Chi is a martial art, whereas Qigong is just energy development and energy harnessing. It is very good. The aims will be very similar. And it's a very good way of developing that same thing out of the Qigong, that sense of movement and centeredness. The main thing with that I see, and I have not practiced Tai Chi. Obviously, I'm more than a little aware of it, just from experiences in my library. But it is more set, but you're focusing on movement and centeredness, which is good. In Qigong, you're also focusing a lot more on the centeredness and going deeper into that relaxation and holding, and involves the standing meditations as well. So they're often paired together because they're very similar in some of its outcomes. So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, anytime you can roll any of the Tai Chi practice in, even borrowing from them, it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I did one Tai Chi session with
With TW.
T.W. Smith, yeah. And somehow it just didn't continue. I don't think the schedule at the time was conducive to spending even more time because, I was coming to your classes as well.
Right.
But that one session that I did it, I enjoyed it. I see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
They didn't quite, at least in that one session, they didn't quite emphasize the rhythmic breathing, but the movements were very nice and slow, and yeah, so it was good.
That's what it's my understanding, and Tim TW is awesome with that. He's studied deeply into a lot of the Chinese arts. That it is more flowing movement, centeredness, less, as I understand it, on the focusing of that deep diaphragmatic rhythmic breathing that is for Qigong. So the aims are slightly different, but still very similar. So there's a guy in Chapel Hill that I just he's a big Qigong guy. I've only talked to him on by email. It's another set, 18 Luhan set that I'm working on for personal. I'll roll out probably about a year. But he's also out of Chapel Hill, so it was nice. Originally, there's a guy up north, and he goes, "Well, my teacher is in North Carolina," which piqued my interest. And he goes, "Chapel Hill," and I go, "Well, that's kind of old stomping ground." So
yeah,
but we'll see. I've got to go through his stuff as well. But we're in conversation. So yeah,
well, that's
cool.
cool.
Got time to meet up with TW. It's a good thing. So.
Yeah, maybe I'll seek him out a little bit. I really benefit from this, nice and slow movements and the breathing. It's a very, very relaxing thing. And the other thing I was going to tell you, I've been consciously trying to improve my posture a little bit, and that involves making sure that my feet are not angled out, they're facing forward, the knees kind of slightly bent, and the hips pushed forward just a little bit.
Right.
And that is relieving a lot of pressure from my back. As you know, I have some back issues and all that, like I think we all do. But that's
very significant for a while.
Yeah. And but that relieves quite a bit of pressure from my spine, which feels really good.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah. It's a little awkward, of course, because you're so used to your knees being locked and with your shoulders, unnaturally up, like you said the other day. So, just kind of dropping those shoulders, bending the knees, bringing the feet in, which gives you a lot of stability, and tucking that pelvic in just a little bit is a really nice, relaxing posture, surprisingly enough, even though it feels awkward, but it's really easy on the back.
It is. Well, we're kind of used to like kicking out that hip, and I watch people walk now. This really was driven home with my shoulder injury. And when the doctor, physical therapist looked at it, she goes, well, one, your shoulders are off. I go, what do you mean? My shoulders are fine. And she goes, no, you're kind of stooped. I had to laugh because, as I told everybody when it happened, it was like, I was the brooding bad teenager. We were like this all the time. And that kind of set. But I noticed that as I just started to drop the shoulders, rolling back, not military, just comfortable, man, it made a big difference. And then it reminded me the 6 harmonies, elbow, shoulders, and hips. So if I were rolling forward, my shoulders were not in line with my hips. If I'm too far back, my shoulders are not in line with my hips. But in we're in a comfortable setting, they're exactly stacked. I can breathe better. Internal organs have more room to move. It really makes a difference. And now, here you talk about with your back, then that's excellent.
Yeah. I just, the more you think about it, I know we've talked about this before, but the human body wasn't designed to do what we do with it today, which is sitting down behind a wheel, driving all the time, sitting down behind a computer. Everywhere we go, we sit down. It really wasn't designed for that.
Right.
And I think over time, the wear and tear, the back muscles, they're there to support the spine, and if the posture is not good, then before you know it, all your muscles back there are tensing and locking up and making things even worse because they get tight, they put pressure on the nerve, and it's just a vicious cycle, right?
Exactly.
So, I find that pretty interesting. It's like building a habit, to kind of consciously do that. That's going to take a long time, just years and years of bad posture, but the little bit that's happening, I find pretty helpful.
But once you become aware of it and you feel that difference, then you kind of check yourself through the day. That's I've noticed that I've progressed with this. All of a sudden I'll kind of check myself. Am I moving from my center and my core? How's my posture? Where's my balance? Are my knees locked? And as we talked about, as guys, we tend to lose balance. We tend to get old from the legs up, and we start to lose balance and strength in our legs. And I'm convinced some of that is because we lock our knees as well. And I just kind of noticed. I laugh at myself as I go through this. There's things that I know I shouldn't do, but you find yourself unconsciously doing them. And so then I go, okay, why is that? And usually it has to do with something with posture, movement, or, you feel something in your legs. I noticed that at times I'll lock my knees a little bit more than I should. So you make it a habit of just making sure they're unlocked, they're bending. I started getting up in the morning and doing knee raises. I noticed when I got out of bed, it was like, I wasn't quite like the monsters walking with locked knees, but it kind of felt that way. And I went, nah, just, get that movement in first thing. So
it's interesting. Now that you have a little bit of knowledge about this, I have a little bit of knowledge about this. You look in nature, like if you look at all the primates and the way they walk, it's almost that way, right? It's a little of course exaggerated because of a different anatomy and all that, but the concept of it is all the same.
Yeah.
They have bent knees, their pelvics are forward and how they walk and all of that. Same thing with cats, and how the portion of their legs and feet that, are always bent. They're never locked like what we do.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's, over a period of time, it contributes to a weak back, and, you bend down to put your socks on, and all of a sudden you're out for a week.
I know that feeling well. Well, at least 20, at 29, I was, you know the story. I was 29 when I first threw my back out. I was leaning over to pick up a magazine, felt something twinge, and
Yep.
was laid up for 2 weeks. I was at 29.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Exactly the same thing. I was probably even younger than that. You know, like I've had back issues since my early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you know, when you don't have the knowledge to know what causes it, you just take it for granted. Hey, this is life. You know, that's kind of what happens. But you know, you dig into it, and you know, your posture has everything to do with it. You know,
Yeah.
so,
Exactly.
so yeah, I'm benefiting from all of this, and I appreciate your time as always.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend, I'm going to cut off the recording. Hang on. You got a busy day?
I have a couple of things going on. Actually, I'm meeting